Old KFB backs into one. Heartbreak for Tyler Reddick. And what was Chase Briscoe thinking? All that and more coming up next. What is going on, everybody? Hope your Monday is going good. If I haven't earned your subscription, hopefully today is the day that I will earn that subscription. All right. Kyle Busch made fun of Alex Bowman for backing into a win, but this time he was lucky himself and got that win. Of course, luck has been defined by some people as preparation meeting opportunity, so he was prepared for when the two leaders got tangled up and wrecked each other essentially, and he was there to take advantage of it. So he was lucky today, but he put himself in position to win that race, much like Alex Bowman did in Las Vegas. But I want to use the rest of this time to talk about Tyler Reddick and Chase Briscoe. All right, so first off, let's start off with Tyler Reddick. Absolute heartbreak. He did everything you could possibly do right to win this race. He put himself in position to win the race, but at the end of the day, the guy in second place threw a boneheaded move, basically, and took him out. He didn't get his win, but in the race car, he did everything you could do. In the interview, though, I do have a few problems with how he handled himself there. Obviously, he was dejected, and I'm not trying to take anything away from the guy, but I don't think you should basically go all Ty Gibbs like that, but there is a fine line. You don't necessarily need to shake that guy's hand. He basically dumped you to win the race. Like, he threw a boneheaded move that was never going to work to basically just take that race win away from you. He even said when he spoke to you that he knew he was going to spin out and he was just hoping he didn't take you out. So basically, he just didn't want you to win, right? That's the only takeaway you can take from that. So you don't have to throw a punch, but you definitely do not have to shake his hand either. I was a little disappointed. I think that interview was extremely weak, and here is why. Don't shake his hand, don't smile, don't hug, don't laugh. I mean, y'all did everything but kiss, like in that stupid interview. You have got to stand up for yourself in that situation, man, because now everybody saw that if we wreck you for the win, there is absolutely going to be no consequences going forward because you're totally cool with being wrecked for the win. And even, like, if you're working on that car and you see a guy be like that, be like totally okay with finishing second right there, because that's what he said after the interview. He's like, at least we finished second. That's another thing that concerns me. One of the big turning points in Kyle Larson's season last year when he won the championship was when his crew chief, Mr. Daniels, told him after a race. Kyle Larson was walking around. He's like, man, I was feeling pretty good because I finished second, and everybody on my team had their heads hung, and I said, what's up? He said, well, second's good, but we don't come here to finish second, and that was the first time Kyle Larson had been challenged like that, and he said that. So somebody in the RCR camp needs to challenge Tyler Reddick like that. They need to walk up to him and say, hey, look, second is not good enough. We don't come here to run second. I want to start this off with I like both Tyler Reddick and I like Chase Briscoe. And Chase Briscoe is a super nice guy. I watched him at Martinsville when he was signing autographs. He was one of, like, all the drivers signed autographs and they were all cool about it. But Chase Briscoe actually went above and beyond. When he was signing autographs, he was actually talking to the fans and he had a rapport with them. So I think Chase Briscoe is a really good guy. I think he's really cool. What he does with the fans is great. That being said, the guy needs to learn how to read the room. Like, dude, you knew that move from your own mouth. You said you knew you were going to spin out when you made that move. You knew that move wasn't going to work. You threw that move earlier in the race and put Austin Dillon, his teammate, into the fence, basically. So you took out basically two RCR cars in the same race. Austin Dillon, of course, recovered to blow his engine later. But I'll have to cover that in the other video. But you threw that move twice, and neither time did it work. So you knew it wasn't going to work. So you need to like read the room. When you do something that boneheaded, you don't walk up smiling to the driver. Luckily, it worked out this time because Tyler Reddick apparently was cool with it, which I've already covered. Whatever. You can't just walk up to another driver after you've just wrecked him, smiling, being like, "Oh shucks, man, I was just going for the win." Like, no one cares what you intended to do. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. They don't care what you intended to do. They care what you did. And what you did was wreck a guy who was not locked into the playoffs, who has never won a race, and whose team hasn't won since 2020. You took all of that away from them with your boneheaded, oh man, I'm going to throw this in here and see what happens move. Like, dude, that is insane. And this is actually another problem with the point system. See, Chase Briscoe is already locked in points-wise, right? So he's playing with house money. He does not have to worry about points the rest of the season, so he can just go for broke every single race if he wants to. And it's not going to affect him, but it is going to affect the guys that he is racing against, because Tyler Reddick is not locked in. And this just could have, like, if Tyler Reddick doesn't make the playoffs for some reason, he can point to this moment where he would have locked himself in with a win, and Chase Briscoe threw this boneheaded move. So here's the deal with Chase Briscoe. I like him and he's a good guy, but this aw shucks nice guy stuff is not going to work for so long, because this is the second time he has thrown an absolutely insane, ridiculous, never going to work move at a guy and took him and the guy who was going to win the race out of the race. He did the same thing at Indianapolis Road Course with Denny Hamlin when he took him out of the race with an even more absurd move, cutting the course and then just dive bombing into the guy. Like, it's just, use your head. But the aw shucks good guy routine is only going to last so long if you keep driving like that. Because personally, if I was Tyler Reddick or Austin Dillon, the next race that you're anywhere near me, I'm putting you into the fence. And then I'm going to come up smiling to you after the race and shake your hand with, aw shucks, buddy, I didn't mean to do that. But go for wins in a realistic manner. Don't sit there and throw kamikaze moves and ruin other people's race. Well, I think this probably went too long. That is all I've got for you today. If you made it this far, feel free to subscribe down below. If you got a comment, was I too harsh? Let me know down in the comments. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.